Okay, so the thing that I'm starting to discover is that more people on YouTube complain about YouTube and the platform and getting views and being noticed and being reached to their audience and yada, yada, yada. The thing I have to say personally is if you're a creator, a content creator, and that's what you consider yourself, and to be honest with you, YouTube is a platform to be noticed for your individuality and your ability to create something that people are going to pay attention to and listen to and watch and share. You know, that's more, I think, what's really important, I think, about YouTube as a whole is that it gives everybody, anybody who wants a voice, to have the ability to reach an audience and learn how creating media and content really works. You have to understand, people in TV for years have been creating shows and spending large amounts of money on budgets to create TV shows and not necessarily knowing who is paying attention. You know, back in the 90s and the 80s and 70s, and when TV even first came out, there was no way to really measure how many people watched TV. They used the Nielsen ratings to basically determine if people were paying attention to their videos and you know, to their TV shows and to their news broadcasts. And they could pretty much determine that people were listening by advertising and seeing how many people bought a product by that advertisement. You know, an advertiser wouldn't necessarily want to, you know, spend money on a television broadcast that wasn't being heard or listened to. So Nielsen ratings were always very important. When those numbers came back, ratings determined, you know, dollar amount for advertising dollars, which created you know, the operating budget for creating new shows. So in order to have a good network, the big ones, CBS, ABC, and you know, the third one, whatever, I'm not thinking right now. It's been a long day at work. You know, for these TV programs to be created, you had to have good ratings. And people would always pay attention to the big four broadcasting networks, you know, Fox included. And that's just goes without saying, because those were always broadcasted free of charge to everybody. You know, and then cable came along and claimed to have free content. Basically, you pay for the cable, and there'd be no basic TV ads on cable. Back when cable first came out, and this is the reality of the situation, not what it is today, cable claimed if you paid for cable, you wouldn't have ads on TV. That's kind of like where the HBO came out of, and the Showtime, and the Stars. It's basically that, you know, you watch TV without ads. And that was the biggest thing about these networks. The cost of buying cable would pay for the actual content delivery. And then basically what happened at that point is that so many people got into broadcasting over cable. You could buy your own network. And the thing is that, you know, even Oprah Winfrey, after her success on just regular broadcast television, before it went digital, just broadcast over the air, analog broadcast, you know, she was very successful. She had her reach was very in everybody's house. Everybody knew who she was. Now she has the OWN network on cable. You know, she's an example of buying a cable broadcast and being successful at it. You know, and there would be no way that you would ever want to have a channel on a broadcast of any sort, whether it be on the internet, which is the wave of the future. I really truly believe that the internet is going to eventually replace over-the-air broadcasts. It could happen, probably in my lifetime. I guarantee it. The only thing is there's a lot of concerns with how to make that functional and possible. And if you start to have a platform like YouTube with Google, there are so many things that have to be ironed out. And over time, things have to be manipulated and changed. One of the things everybody concentrates on when you create content is actually the information that's fed back to you after you create content. If I create this video and I look at the numbers, and that's what I'm paying attention to is the numbers, and if everything I do, I create a content for numbers, and that's the only reason I create it, then what am I actually doing? I'm not telling a story. I'm not doing anything special. I mean, maybe I am, but, you know, maybe I have a personality and people want to pay attention to what I'm saying. However, that's not the reason people who created television content or entertainment in the first place created. They do it to capture you, to keep you entertained. And the only way to keep you entertained is to tell a story or to have something that keeps you focused on what is going on. And a lot of people I've noticed over time, and yes, I'm a big critic, but you know, I would expect somebody to be critical of me to help me grow. And if I can be critical to YouTube and YouTubers as a whole, I mean, these numbers are not as important as what you're actually trying to say. You know, sometimes I turn on YouTube personally myself, and the only thing I really truly care about is that actually, you know, a content to something that I like, to something that relates to me, something that I can understand, maybe with technology or arts and media or entertainment. Or YouTube drummers are my favorite. I play drums and guitar. To learn how to play drums better from the best, they show me, you know, on their channel, you know, specifically. And those guys don't have millions and millions of subscribers, but they're starting to get up there with stardom as far as, you know, as being noticed for their entertainment, for just simply what they do. People who don't play drums watch these drum channels because they're amazing drummers. You know, that is a big inspiration to me. I really am kind of disappointed in the fact that some of these content creators, if you would call yourself that, or just being you in front of a camera, is afraid to, I don't know, be critical of themselves. And the fact of the matter is that everybody has to have an edited video, and it has to hold down true to exact moments where, like, I didn't say that word right, so I have to cut that out, or I have to change the way I present my information to you. Look up Max Headroom. That's a perfect example of ADD society, not being able to pay attention to like one content of a video to understand what is actually being said. So, you know, personally for me, if I ever started a vlog, I thought, oh my God, I have to have all this production. And I realized people who are actually creating these content, these vlogs and these, you know, these bits of information into their life and what's going on with them, have so much time just sitting there editing, and they don't have a team of people to really do it. It's just them and somebody else, maybe a couple other extra people, but it's not a lot of, you don't have a lot of time to sit there. I don't have a lot of time to sit at an editing machine. I can do some pretty good editing, but I just don't have the time. You know, I'd rather put my time into thoughts of what I might say when the camera's on, and just some keywords, and actually writing maybe you know, a couple paragraphs on what the video is about. So if Google were to index what I'm actually talking about, that it would be relevant to the video, because I think Google is able to, you know, understand, you know, text to speech. And maybe do, you know, when people search, they can kind of, maybe Google's able to determine what words were used in the video to kind of make it more relevant. But, you know, I think I need to sit down and actually write a little bit of a description, not instead of just like, subscribe, and share. I mean, that's great. And I would hope that people would like, subscribe, and share what I'm doing here on this YouTube channel. But what happens if I actually just want to create a content on a video and hope that everybody that I can possibly can relate to me, or what I'm actually trying to talk about, can get this message, and maybe it inspires them, or maybe it gives them the, you know, that makes them help to make that decision. Hey, I want to do this, something like this, and I shouldn't be afraid to do it. You know, so that's basically my thoughts on what's going on with this whole YouTube. Get away from the numbers. Yes, those are important, but if you sit down with a pen and paper and you go, this is what I want to do, and then you think, okay, well, this is a plan to make it happen, a plan of action, and then you sit down and think, well, what am I actually trying to say? And you think more about what you're actually trying to create, then you go do it. That is more important. The creation process is more important on like the ideas behind it. It thinks than actually sitting down at an editing machine and saying, I didn't say those words right, because you're hypercritical of your own self. Now, I'm guilty of that. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be, you know, put it out there and be negative. I'm just saying that if I were going to do it, and I'm doing it now, that I just be uncandid with the camera, talk into it, say what I gotta say, and just own that. And that's what it is. No editing, just upload it. You know, I really would like to be able to edit. I did contact some people I know that know how to edit, and they just don't have the time. And I even offered, you know, I even offered to add some money to somebody that might want to help me edit. And I don't think anybody really has got the time of day to do it for me. You know, maybe if I had a large budget and I had a staff or something, then yeah, but I don't have those kinds of resources. And to be honest with you, I'm doing these videos not because I really want to make money. I mean, it would be great to have some money from this, but to be honest with you, all the successful, wildly successful people that I've ever dealt with in their companies and working in IT, I've worked with some pretty well-to-do people over time that have really built a lot of wealth and own a lot of different businesses, and they all tell me one thing is synonymous, no matter what industry, what brand, what product they own, is that do what you love. The passion comes first of what you love, and the money will just come naturally. It's not something you desire or set out to do. And if you set out to do something for money, you're not going to really get too much out of it. You know, that's not really what I think anybody should do. And if you do something for money, you get stuck in that. Well, it becomes a job. And then it's just not as much fun as it should be. And then you kind of lose sight on why you did it in the first place. And so if this ever blew up or didn't blow up, you know, it wouldn't really stop me from every once in a while shooting a video with what I think and how I see things. I think, you know, everybody has the capability to do what I'm doing right here at this moment with their smartphone. Just upload a video to YouTube and see what people think, you know, versus spending all your time on Facebook. Which is, I'm not saying don't spend time on Facebook, but I still fucking hate Facebook just because I think that they slave the people to, you know, checking their profile when they could be actually creating content on YouTube. And that, I mean, I would enjoy watching the people I know talk into a camera about what's going on in their life than anything else. Look at the YouTube channel called Shy Tards. You know, there was just a family just wanted to shoot videos of basically their own family, and they uploaded them to YouTube, and it became this whole television show, and people loved them. Shy Tards is great. I don't know if they're still around today, but you know, another YouTube channel that I've always loved that's no longer around, but their videos are still online, is Can We Microwave This? This is a great channel. It's a series on YouTube, and you got to check it out. Can We Microwave This? It's very funny and entertaining. And of course, PewDiePie, you got us all. You're great. You're a great personality. Appreciate you, man. But oh my God, that was crazy that you decided. You said you were going to delete your channel and you didn't do it. Neither here or there. Peace out. DJCrazyJimmy.com, the Google Play Store, DJ Crazy Jimmy app on the Google Play Store. 12 internet radio stations run 24 hours a day. Music for everybody. Peace.